See you later. See you later, John. See you in a bit, Sharon. She's working. Leave it to other people turning up. See you in a bit, Dom. Bye, love. Lovely to see you. Nice to see you leave. Hello, Dan. You all right? Hiya. Hello, mate. Okay. See you in a bit, Seb. See you later, mate. How are we doing? Very warm one today. Thursday. She's singing in town, so I thought I'd come down anyway. A few people queuing up to go and watch her. We're going to go live on the main channel at 5:30. But in the meantime, I thought I'd go for a wander. Give you a bit of Tenerife sunshine because you've had some dodgy weather from what I've heard. The weather's been really, really bad. So I thought I'd give you a bit of decent weather, see what you think about it. A lot of people around. We've got the mics on now. I think they're working now. They were doing all right. So I don't need to shout too much, do I? Got a couple of things to talk about today. It was an interesting one actually. It was yesterday. I was chatting with Shelley. It was so hot yesterday. We were in the pool, and you know when you're just hanging around, just having a talk about stuff. We were talking about, and it sounds awful. I know it sounds so cliched, like the cost of living, but it's the mentality of the cost of living of big business, the mentality of big business, which has been phenomenal in the way it's taken. It's took 20. I mean, it's must have took 15, 20 years for big business to get into a position, and it's almost like they've set this seed from years ago, or they put a plan in action years ago that they knew would come to fruition, by completely missing out a generation of people and hitting the generation below us. They're missing the generation of people who's us, by the way, and then hitting the generation below us, and now they're just reaping in the rewards. And let me just explain this a little bit further. And I don't know, is it just me? It's definitely one of those, is it just me? Oh, Unique's got some tunes going. They always play decent music there. Have any of you guys been in there, visited? Some nice tunes on that place. Oh yeah, I'm not going to cross yet. Sometimes you sneak across, it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Oh, it's stopping here. When I was a kid, I lived in Manchester. I lived in a little village called Northenden. And it was a very, very small world for me. It was very easy to get up and out and around and about on the main road, High Street, etc., all that sort of stuff. And there used to be a pizza parlour on a corner at the top of Palatine Road where I used to live. And I used to always get my pizzas from there. And just like my daughter now, I was a massive fan of the margherita pizza. And I always remember the margherita pizza for me was £3.50 for a margherita pizza. And this, I'm talking now 1988-ish, let's say. That's 35 years ago. £3.50. Basically, for a product, a pizza, dough, tomato and cheese, the product that would cost most probably not even 25p to make. And they were selling it for £3.50. And it was a full meal, £3.50. I mean, Christ, fish and chips in those days, what were they, about a quid for fish and chips? The pizza is the one I want to talk about, because it was £3.50. And when you were our age, growing up, you knew how much this product costs. You also know how much most probably the product costs to make. And you know there's profit in there. Before I go any further, profit is not a dirty word at all. I genuinely believe profit should be in there, because that's how businesses survive and that's how businesses get around and make their living. But what I do disagree with, I think what's most probably happened in our generation is the rise of, I'm not going to say big business, but big marketing. Domino's Pizza is the one I want to use as an example for this one, but we can do it for other products as well. Domino's Pizza came along and they came up with an idea of going, well, tell you what, let's make a margherita pizza and let's sell it for 13 quid. Now, people like us, our age, who know that a pizza product costs like 25p to make, wholesale, this bus is following me. Definitely following me. Who's 25p wholesale to make, but there is no way on this earth we're going to spend 13 quid on a product that costs 25p to make. So we're not going to fall for that sort of marketing. We're just not going to fall for it. It's just not our thing. But I think that this has happened most probably around about 20 years ago. This came in, or 25 years ago to the UK. Obviously, it already happened in America, and everything that happens in America eventually comes over to the UK. And I think what's happened is the Domino's Pizza brand or big business in America have gone, you know what it is? let's just sit this one out. We've got enough money. Let's just sit this out. Let's wait a generation. And when the generation of the kids that come through and know nothing other than a pizza margarita is going to cost 13 quid, that is then the day we'll start making our money. So now my kids, when they fancy a pizza, they don't think twice about spending 13 quid on a margarita. They don't think twice about spending 16 quid on a barbecue sauce pizza. Whereas me, I was just like, is it just me? It might not be just me, but it blows my mind. When I was also that same kid, I was 16, 17 again, I was like working at golf clubs. Because I was the youngest, I was always sent off on a Saturday morning to go and get the bacon butties, go and get the coffees. Now I remember the bacon butties were about 120, 130 and the coffees were about 50 pence, 60 pence. Now, Starbucks, you can spend up to 4 quid on a cup of coffee. Basically, you can spend up to 4 quid on a product that is water. Somebody said, what did I hear the other day? Coffee is the most successful drugs industry in the world. Because that caffeine gives you the kick, etc. But it's the most successful drug industry in the world. You think, well, that's crazy, isn't it? 4 quid for water. So what I think from there is I think it's exactly the same business model. Where big business, or in America, they've got a big business model that's worked, where they've gone, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We will once again miss out a generation, because a generation like me, there is nowhere on this earth I'm spending 4 quid on a cup of coffee for water. I'm not doing it. And what we'll do is we'll wait for the next generation to come past, who know nothing more than coffee's 4 quid. And then we've got them. And you see now it's all starting, the last 5 years, it's started to reap the rewards. My kids, my youngest, 19, thinks nothing of it to go and meet a mates in Costa, have a hot chocolate. You know, their bill comes to around about 15 quid or something like that for a product that's basically water. You know what happens, don't you? Interjecting the vlog because I forgot. I'd never drink in Starbucks for me, personally. I thought it was a nice title. I never drink in Starbucks because I'm not paying 4 quid for water. I'm really not. I don't care how nice people tell me it is. It's not a thing for me to do. And I think it's more of principle. It's not of taste, it's more of principle. The other thing for me though, I'm fortunate because I still live here. And when we live here, the price of a normal cup of coffee over here tends to be around €152. And that's for a Spanish cup of coffee from the local businesses. And they're brilliant. So, you know, I'd rather support the local business rather than some major corporation that's just out for marketing. So, but that's my view. Anyway, back to the vlog. Sorry about that. It's just ridiculous. I'm getting brain fog today. I think it's the heat. Definitely think it's the heat. It's phenomenal, isn't it? The reason why they do it is obviously for money. The reason why they do it obviously is for profit. But the main reason why they do it is because of the marketing. Marketing these days is market to me. I was talking to the owner of Chicago's the other night. You might have seen we've done a couple of vlogs on the main channel about Chicago's, the new restaurant in Los Cris. It is now becoming the place to be in there. And I was having a chat with him last night. 2 seconds, still people coming around, so let's have a look at the views. I was talking to him about this and I just said to him, you know what it is? In some instances you don't have to have the best products in the world, but if you've got the best marketing in the world, then that's how you become successful. Marketing, from what I've learned over, I'll go down this way, from what I've learned over my years in the car industry and also in sales, and they call it sales and marketing for a reason. It's the marketing. But if you can market something or go to market with a good message, then it's irrelevant. It really is irrelevant what it is, the product that you're selling or the content that you have. I remember working at Evans Hallshaw, and every year there was a time, obviously when we have a dip in the business, and what she says, right, okay, we need the latest, let's do a red letter event. A red letter event. When I first got there, I'm like, a what? I don't even know what a red letter event is. It turns out that a red letter event is that we send out a letter to our database, red envelope, red letter, and we put on there, congratulations, you've been invited to our red letter event with great offers on, special offers on, all the amazing things. The prices are only for a week, this week only. Get yourself down there, we'll give you a call, arrange an appointment, and we'll make you feel. The idea for us, let's flip it now onto what we were doing as a business. We were calling you up and we were trying to make you feel special. Did you see the red letter event? Yeah, you did. Brilliant, fantastic. Means you are eligible for this. We do it on an appointment only basis. When would you like to come in? Because by nailing you to an appointment, it actually almost cements the fact that you're going to be coming in, and then the objective is then for you to buy a car. And it's just marketing is more important. We didn't actually have any offers on. That was the most incredible thing. There was actually no extra offers around that week other than the normal prices of the cars. But because we turned it into some sort of event, marketing wise, people have been fooled by it. And I'm not saying fooled, people have been felt they felt important, and they felt for them that that's what it was designed for them, it was specifically for them. I've still met a load of people, even family members, who've gone, yeah, I've got a red letter, I can't wait, I'm looking forward to going down there. And it's just, as I say, it's a marketing ploy. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with marketing. There's absolutely nothing wrong, because if the customer feels happy at the end of the day, and they feel they've got a good deal, and they feel like for them they've been treated with respect and been treated well, then there's nothing wrong with that. But then when you flip it to the Starbucks story or the Dominos story, I genuinely believe that the kids of today, I think they've been duped into believing that this is the norm. But it's too far gone. It's far too far gone. It's definitely for them the norm. They're never going to change back. And in a world where you've got spiralling debt, or in a country like the UK where they spiral in debt, the wage isn't amazing, but then you've got these big companies like these big American companies taking a lot of money out of the economy from the kids' purses, from young people's purses. I mean, a takeaway on a Friday night, on our day it used to be a treat, now it's the norm. They've managed to get that mentality into it. Shelley was also saying one about the wine industry, saying it's a great one. I don't know if this is true, by the way. You'll have to let me know in the comments if it is. She said Rishi Sunak has now decided to put a tax on wine, because wine's the higher alcohol, it's costing more in the NHS. And that's where, obviously the NHS, we need to protect the NHS, therefore we're going to do that. But the thing about it is, in the 80s, the governments were actually promoting the fact of the wine industry. Everywhere you was, there was wine bars opening up left, right and centre. People weren't always necessarily drinking wine, but the wine, they were called wine bars, and it was a place to go and relax. Had a hard day at work, go and have a glass of wine. Tough week, go and have a glass of wine. Want to celebrate something, have a glass of wine. And it's just how the mentality of things that get promoted down into our psyches and into our psyches as now being used against us, or being used against the population for tax purposes. It's a pretty weird world, isn't it? It's a weird one. I don't know. Anyway, I'm out for a wander. It's a chewing gum for the ears, this one. See, let me know what you think about it. See if you agree. You might not. I don't know. But it's just stuff that I heard. It's a layman's term for me. I might be completely off the mark. I don't know. I'm going to go back. I'm not drinking wine today. I'm going back for a lime and soda. As always, shout for the subscriptions. We're nearly at 3,000 people. We're nearly there. Thank you so much. If you've not subscribed, you want to consider doing it, I'd really appreciate it. If you've already subscribed, as always, thank you so much. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. You know what to do. Cheers, guys. See you soon. By the time you guys get this, it'll be Friday evening, I think. So I'm going to wish you all a happy weekend. Just a quick one. I did a vlog a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know if the title's right on it, but it's about trying to bring a child up when you're not actually there. So as a divorced dad and a parent, if you've not seen it, it's just down here. If you want to have a click on that for me, you might find it of interest. I think I most probably mistitled it. Let me know what you think about it if you see it. Click on it and see what you think. And I'd really appreciate your thoughts on it as well, okay? So have a fantastic weekend, people. And we'll see you soon. All right, cheers, guys. Bye-bye.